Let me organize myself, get myself together, cause baby, this is a lot. Like it's a lot going on right now, and I just can't. Baby, a bridge just fell down. All type of shit. Like what? Why would a see? I really feel like the government is plotting against us. See, I really want to make this like a conspiracy, like YouTube page. Cause baby, what? How did the bridge fall down? How long that bridge been up and it just fell? It just fell down the middle, huh? That don't make sense. Like, let me not get into it though, cause I'll go down a rabbit hole. Cause it just be stuff. I just question everything, like literally everything. Like nothing safe. I question everything, but whatever. Let's get into the topics at hand. What's the deal? It's the What's the deal? It's the real. And welcome to What's Your Perspective, an open-ended podcast that welcomes all perspectives. Woo, yay. Okay, let's get into it. But you know what? Before I even get into like, first of all, that was rude. How are you? I hope you're doing cool. I hope you're doing good today. Yeah, but look, before I even get into like the world of music and everything that just dropped last week, I really wanted. I just want to say I really wanted this summer to go up. Like I did, but it looked like everybody about to be in jail. That's irritating. Or my twin at in the courtroom with his head high and no tissue. That's hilarious. I'm trying to learn the words to all the songs of Future and Metro Boomin album that just dropped. I'm also gonna review that. Yeah. But yeah, seriously, as we all know, Young Thug has been in jail for like the last 2 years and counting. And for those of y'all that don't know, this is the longest trial in Georgia history, like in Georgia state history. But yeah, his trial was supposed to consist of like 700 witnesses, and it has now the witness list has now been condensed to 400, which I feel like it's a good thing. I also feel like this trial has been dragged, like horribly dragged. And I get it, like it's a RICO. The state of Georgia is really trying to press the issue and make sure that they get prosecuted because RICO's they're a huge deal. And for the lawyer that bags that RICO, oh yeah, the going on the history, money, all that. That's great. But come on, like justice could have been served. Come on. But regardless, look, like I said, this is the longest case in Georgia state history, and it's supposed to last until 2027. The case started in 2022. 2022. Yeah. Imagine that, like, you're not even prosecuted, but you've been sitting right in a cell for 5 years. That's insane to me. And he still, Jeffrey still can't get bond. Like, Young Thug still cannot get bond. So yeah, free YSL, and it's supposed to in 2027. It's supposed to end with a potential conviction. Which honestly, like I mentioned before, I don't feel like they're gonna follow through with a conviction. I just think it's gonna get very, very drawn out, and nothing is gonna stick for Jeffrey specifically. And if it does, I feel like he's just gonna get probation. Because he's had priors. I feel like he's gonna get like 2 years, 3 years of probation. And yeah, um, but yeah. At this point, the majority of the witnesses and the evidence have been null and void. So yeah, and it's either because the witnesses have like presented themselves to be incompetent, or and they can't like answer the questions. They're not like cooperating with the not necessarily the jury, but with the defense. The defense? No, the prosecutors. Or they've been killed in jail, or they're the day came up dead in jail. So, yeah, and the latest updates are from March 25th, Monday, March 25th, that just passed. The state obtained 10-year-old evidence that the defense tries to get suppressed. Yeah. A detective also went back on stand, and those results are currently pending. Um, yeah, I just feel like this case has been very, very dragged out. I guess rightfully so on both ends. They're trying to defend Jeffrey and the entire YSL organization. But it's like, come on, like the state of Georgia, 2 years, bro. Like, come on. But it's a RICO. I get it, but my golly, my goodness, you know. But you know what? I am tripping because it's still free YSL. But at least Rio the Young OG and Big Meech coming home this summer. Not this summer because Rio is being freed in December. What's 2024, I believe. Um, I don't have an exact date for when Big Meech is gonna get out. I was trying to find it, couldn't find it, but regardless, at least Rio the Young OG and Big Meech getting out this year. So you know, free the whole ghetto, free the city. Yeah, free the ghetto boys. Yeah, ghetto boys NT. Okay, do you hear me? But yeah, at least it's gonna go up in the winter, I guess. But yeah, yeah. Now to get into this, and this is the last thing, and I swear I'm gonna jump into music. It's some more tea. Y'all know I don't really like, even if you don't know, I don't really like being in people's business. I'm not really I'm not nosy to the public. I'll, be nosy, catch the tea, and let that be that. Mind my business. But I'm not a lawyer, but I was requested to provide my perspective on the Young Miami and Diddy controversy. Now let's get into it. I'm not gonna dove into it too much because it's all in the press. Y'all can pretty much read the majority of it. But this is tea. This is tea. So, as we all know, Diddy is currently being sued. We all know he was sued by Cassie this past November, which was actually predicted by a psychic, a like internet psychic. I forgot her name. I don't know if her name is on here, but yeah, she actually predicted Diddy being sued around Kim Porter's birthday, and Cassie sued him the day after Kim Porter's birthday, which is crazy to me. I did not know that until I started doing my research. Crazy. And she also predicted the downfall of Diddy coming in the spring between March and April. It's between March and April. Crazy. But Diddy is currently being sued. For y'all that don't know, this is a different case from Cassie. And like the I guess the minor like settlements with other like women that aren't like famous or in the limelight. But Diddy is currently being sued by former producer Rodney Jones, who claims Diddy sexually assaulted him. Now, he claims that Diddy walked in front of him naked often, claimed that he groped him and even forced him to watch videos of other men in the industry have sex with each other. I wouldn't want to go to work either. Because what? That's insane. And more. There's more in the case. And mind you, the case is what is it called? It's labeled like it literally has a disclaimer on it. It's so foul. And that's insane to me for a grown man to not necessarily degrade another man, but yeah, one, degrade another man. Two, not only degrade another man, but just make someone feel so uncomfortable, like men or women, they or them. No is no. And I feel like everybody should learn how to understand that. I don't care how much money you have, but regardless. Now y'all are probably all wondering like how Carisha got looped up in this. I feel like Carisha is branded as Young Miami is branded as a city girl. She's talked about in multiple interviews how she likes to get peed on, how she does like all this freaky stuff, and that's cool. That's her. Not knocking her. But of course, Diddy picked her up like she's a great cover-up. I saw this interview of basically the City Girls, JT and Young Miami being interviewed by Hi, My Name's T. For those of y'all that don't know who that is, she's a comedian and she's also a what is it called? She's a TV personality. She's a comedian and she's like an influencer, and she's also a reality TV show personality. Yeah. Yeah, so basically in the interview, and this is when I knew. Basically in the interview, Young Miami randomly, Hi, My Name is T is interviewing the City Girls. Mind you, Young Miami comes out of nowhere and she's like, where do I know you from? Talking to Hi, My Name's T. And she's like, I don't know, where do I know you from? Where do we know each other from? They go back and forth, contemplate where they know each other from, knowing they know where they know each other from. And JT is sitting there like looking like, where do you know this girl from? So basically, Young Miami comes out. No, hi, my name's T. Is like, one of them are basically like, oh, I know you from a party or something like that. It's like, oh yeah, that party, da 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 da. Now, I look, this is all alleged because no one's been prosecuted for it. Allegedly, or you know what, in my opinion, from my perspective, I feel like Carisha was like a cover up. Like she orchestrated like these sex parties without really knowing, you know. But I feel like to a certain extent, you can only be ignorant so much or not knowing so much. Because it's been stated by multiple women that attend these parties that they put stuff in the drinks. Like they put drugs in the drinks to knock people out. Like, I feel like it's an industry-wide thing. Like people understand that about Diddy's parties. Don't party with Diddy. So I don't know. I feel like after being with him for however long, like my Young Miami knows that. But whatever. Let's get back to the topic at hand. So, like I said, now y'all probably wondering how Carisha got looped into this, allegedly, because that was my opinion. So, allegedly, Rodney claims that Carisha knew what Diddy was doing to him. And allegedly, her cousin, Carisha's cousin, and Diddy's son, Justin, was also, like, looped into this, and they were, like, recruiting people for these, like, sex parties. Crazy, ain't it? Sex party with her daddy? A sex party with a sex party period is crazy. Insane. But anyways, and honestly, judging by the several other women, people, they, them, whatever, that have sued Diddy for sexual assault, sexual assault claims, I believe Rodney and I believe everybody else, honestly. But regardless, it was stated that allegedly, Justin and Carisha's cousin were recruiting people for these sex parties to basically like have a huge, what are those called? Like, not exorcisms. I can't think of anything today. I forgot. I feel like it's gonna pop into my head in a minute, but whatever they're called, the huge like sex things. At their house in Miami. But no, seriously, Young Miami is currently trying to rebrand. As we can all see, she wasn't on the internet for a while. I didn't really notice. When I was on my research, that's what I heard. But yeah, so she's currently trying to rebrand herself. As we can see, like, JT is kind of doing her own thing now, when Young Miami is kind of doing their own things. I knew this was gonna happen because JT, unpopular opinion, JT raps better than Young Miami anyways, but that's just my opinion anyways. She's trying to rebrand, and I really honestly feel like it's over for that. It's over for the rebrand, baby, not gonna lie. But regardless, Homeland Security is searching their homes in Cali, New York, and Florida as we speak. And I think Young Miami's gonna snitch. Just being completely honest, I think she's gonna snitch, and rightfully so. You got me looped up into this? What? They're suing him for millions. He's getting years in jail, rape, sexual assault. A lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. And personally, like, I wouldn't even get myself in a predicament like this, but for somebody to already be Carisha, to be Young Miami, to be in this scenario already, I'm getting on the stand. And baby, I'm singing like a goddamn canary. I swear on myself. On my soul, I let it fly. I will let all that shit fly. I don't care. I don't care either. I really do wish her the best. I hope she does whatever she feels like is right. She does also have 2 kids. She has a family. She has a career. Like I said, I'm getting on the stand and I'm going to let it fly. I do not care. But let's get into music. So there were a lot of albums that actually dropped this past week. Sir dropped the album. Future, Tyla, and Loe Simmy. I think one more person dropped the album. I think I just forgot about it. No, Glorilla's supposed to drop an album, but she don't drop it till next month. So yeah, I'm going to briefly review music for you guys. So, Sir, for those of y'all that don't know who Sir is, I feel like he's a rapper, but let's see what Apple Music classifies him as. R&B and soul. Well, yeah, he gives that R&B and soul. Yeah. I can dig that. I can dig that. His brother's I guess the same category, or his uncle, whatever. So yeah, Sir, he's an Inglewood artist. I love him. I've been loving his music for a while, but I always wonder like why he wasn't dropping. Like he hasn't dropped the album since 2019. And I found out why through his album, through like doing the press for his album. He was on heroin. Like he was literally on heroin, and he's a drug addict, or he was. I think he's a year sober. Shout out to him. So yeah, I loved it. I love the way I love a man that pours his soul out, that leaves his heart on his sleeve. I love Sir. I love his music, and I've loved his music for a long while now. So yeah, I really appreciate the message behind this album. I love this album. I love when music is therapeutic. He talked about during his entire press run, he talked about how this album was him literally working through it's about his addiction. Like it's about him being addicted to drugs. And you can feel that through the music. This album is called Heavy. And I loved it, like I said, 9 out of 10. There were songs that were already released that are my favorites. Karma featuring Isaiah Rashad. I'm Not Perfect featuring Ab-Soul. Life is Good. I already love that song. Nothing Even Matters. Ignorant with Ty Dolla Sign. No Evil. Heavy. Only Human. I love the whole album. I think y'all should go listen to it. It's a beautiful, beautiful body of work, and I appreciate anybody who is open with their feelings, no matter what capacity that comes in. So I really like this album. I appreciate it. And I appreciate how transparent he's been about his journey of addiction and coming to terms with him having an addiction, him letting go of it, because any habit, no matter the habit, is hard to drop. And being honest with yourself is also pretty hard, and putting it into something and making it make sense is even harder. So I really do commend him for even having the balls to make this album and drop it. Y'all go tap in. Sir, Heavy. Love that album. Moving on to Future and Metro Boomin's album. I give it a good 8 out of 10. I knew I was gonna love it though. I knew I was gonna love it. So yeah, I miss Future music. It's definitely a few summer anthems on there. Y'all heard me singing with my twin at already. Yeah, I love Future. He's like in my top 5. So that's already what it is. Like I love Future. So yeah, a few of my favorite songs are Where My Twin At, We Don't Trust You. I have a few other favorites. I like to listen to albums 3 times. I listened to this album 3 times, but I didn't like save the music. Like I didn't download it. So I need to go back and do that. But yeah, it was a solid album though. I liked it. Um yeah, I liked it. It was a dope album for real. Um yeah. I don't have anything really bad to say about the album. I feel like it was pretty consistent. But I don't know where this beef was coming from with him, Drake, and uh, who else? Kendrick. I don't know. The album's cool though. Moving on to an album that what was the album called? I'm so sorry, y'all. The album with Future and Metro Boomin is called We Don't Trust You. I also like that song on the album. But yeah. So next up is an album that really, 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 really surprised me. But a happy surprise though. Like I think it's one of my favorite albums of the year so far. In addition to this Sir album, it's Tyla. Tyla album 8. It ate down, and I really feel like that's all I can say about it. The girl ate, left no crumbs. I think it's a 15-song album. Self-titled. It's called Tyla. Um, oh my god, like I have no words. She really And to me, she kind of embodies Aaliyah. She's like an African Aaliyah, and I love that. I really thought that she was gonna be a one hit wonder, like just like a lot of people. Um, but yeah, no, this album, oh my god, it was amazing. I think I love every song that's on that album. Like I think I'm gonna play it every day. Like I love this album. Like yes, 10 out of 10. I was very surprised that she wasn't a one hit wonder. And yeah, I loved the entire body of work, bro. Some of my favorite songs are Art, On and On, Jump, and Truth or Dare. Like this was amazing. Like, and it made me like, it was all upbeat. Like I love how she still tells a story, even if it's not the most like happy story or like positive story. It's it's sung on an upbeat. Like she's African, so all the beats are, like they're very upbeat. Like it's like every song is on the bongo. It's turned. Like I really, really like this album. Maybe get up on my seat, maybe dance. Like this gives what club music is supposed to be. Oh my god. Anyway, this album gives what club music is supposed to be like. It makes you get up out your seat. I remember I was watching an interview with her, and how she was talking about how she hates when people are in a club and they stand on the wall. I hate that too. I hate that too because it really brings the vibes down. What you come to the club for if you weren't gonna dance, if you weren't gonna shake it, if you weren't gonna jump, listen to that song. But yeah, I really love this album. It was dope. It was dope. It was great. It was an amazing body of work. It was beautiful. And yeah, 10 out of 10. Now moving on to the last body of work. It's Loe Simmy's album. Why I didn't write down the name of the album, I don't know. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know how I forgot this. The album is called Zombieland 2 by Loe Simmy. And to be honest, after listening to this, all I can say is I just need a song with him and Drake. Being completely honest, I just need a song with him and Drake ASAP. They was already seen out together. I need it. But honestly, I like this album. Like it gave Loe Simmy. Like it didn't. Nah, it low key did exceed my expectations. I thought that it was gonna be like, I'm kind of caught in like the crossfire. Like I like the album because it sounded like Loe Simmy, and it was some turn songs on there. Like he's a real like laid back but like turn person. I don't know how to describe it. It's like melodic but like hyper. It's like I feel like Loe Simmy is like a hyper melodic rapper, and I like that about him. So yeah, I loved all his beats. I love the way he flown the beats. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, and I love the song with him and V's. It was a bop, bro. I do feel like it was one of his best albums, but I feel like it's because like he's coming up. But yeah, like it wasn't necessarily mid. I feel like it was a good album. It was a good body of work. And yeah, yeah, it was a good body of work coming from dog. I like Lil Shimmy though. Like I like all these artists, so I don't want to be biased, but to somebody else, nah, I don't think it'll be mid. Listen to it. Zombieland 2 by Lil Shimmy. It was turned. It was turned. And listen to that song by V's first because it was about. I give it a solid 8 out of 10. Solid 8 out of 10. And as far as the top 5 underrated artists this week, I will resume that next episode. So look out for them. Okay, so now moving on to entertainment. So, I okay. I as always, I love Abbott, love Not Dead Jab, BMF, and 911. I'm gonna get into 911 next episode. But I really do feel like this portion of entertainment needs to be devoted to the dark side of kids TV. Um, Quiet on set. Yeah, literally. Quiet on set, the dark side of kids TV. I really feel like this episode needs to be devoted to that. It's a 4 episode series about the dark side of kids television. like via Nickelodeon. It's on HBO or it's on Max. It was so disturbing. Like it was so disturbing. It was so sad. And to know that these are the shows that I grew up on actually makes me very, very upset. Especially because like I watched these shows as an adult and I'm like it's so much funnier. Like it's so much funnier as an adult, and I just always wonder why these shows are so much funnier as an adult. Disney shows, in my opinion, they didn't get any funnier. Maybe that's So Raven, maybe. And maybe Sweet Life on Deck, maybe, but that was also produced by these people. Um, but look, basically, Quiet on Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV is a 4 episode like documentary about what child entertainers went through in the 90s and early 2000s under the management of Dan Schneider. So, first of all, I thought Nick Cannon owned Nickelodeon. So, how could he let all this happen? Like, come on. How could you let it happen, Nick? But look, seriously, like I was disgusted. Like I was disgusted by the adults that allow these things to happen. And I'm grateful that like I never got into like entertainment or acting like as a child. When I got older, yes, but at that point it was too late for me to like make it to Hollywood. So I'm grateful. I'm super duper grateful. But it's just like this documentary really really made me cry. Like it basically talks about all of the shows that were under the management of Dan Schneider and Josh Peck, I believe, or Dan Peck. I forgot his name, but yeah, I don't want to like spoil it, but they basically talk about how the kids were like being screamed at, called out of their names, sexually assaulted by the adults on the sets, raped, like groped. Like it was absolutely disgusting. Excuse me. And there are actual like actors from the shows, like all that. Zoe 101, iCarly, Victorious, actual actors from those shows talking about their experiences and how they were so horrible and how they made their experiences as a coming into adulthood, coming out of childhood into middle school into adulthood, terrible. Like those memories lived with them, and I just feel so bad for them. Like I feel like everybody as a kid always wanted to be an actor. They want us to be in Hollywood. They want us to be in all that. They want us to be on iCarly because these shows look so fun. But knowing what they went through now, like I wouldn't trade my childhood for that. I would not trade my childhood for that. I wouldn't trade anybody's for that because it was terrible. Like, and the jokes that were on those shows, like I didn't. And looking back, it's like wow, yeah, there were. This is so much like oil running down my face, but there were a lot of like cum jokes, like cum shot jokes, and when you watch the documentary, they're literally gonna say that if you decide to watch it. But yeah, there are a lot of like cum shot jokes and just stuff that shouldn't be in kids' TV. And it's just really, really unfortunate. Like, I really did cry. Like, I didn't bawl, but like, cause I already knew, like, for the most part, who this happened to, like, who the main like events happened to. It really, really made me cry though. Like, yeah, it was super duper upsetting, and I don't wish those experiences on anyone. I don't know, like I knew once again, like watching those shows now as an adult, like they were weird. But I didn't realize they were that weird. Like all of these jokes being very sexual and all of these jokes being racist too. Like that of course. But sexual, I don't know. Like that's really unfortunate, and the fact that these productions were ran by adults, bro. They were ran by adults. Like, how did y'all let that happen? And I don't understand. Like, honestly, I really don't understand how productions can be run by adults and people not regulating anything, and all of these scripts and these shows. It takes so much for a Hollywood script to be approved. So for the higher ups in Hollywood, at Nickelodeon, Paramount, wherever, to approve the jokes, approve the scripts in these shows, and pass them along, write these people check, like, it was disgusting. Like, there was even an instance where they had women that were writers share a check. These women split a check in Hollywood, and I'm sure it was probably an entry level or like mid senior position, so they already weren't getting paid that much. Imagine the early 2000s, you getting paid $55,000-$60,000, and you having to split that in California. You're insane. And they had them work some weeks without getting paid. Baby, I wouldn't have never accepted a job. Like, that's insane. Like, that's insane to me. Like, and it's just so unfortunate. And yeah, I just always wonder why, like, most of the like childhood actors and stuff like grew up and they were so off. I'm like, why are they alcoholics? Why are they drug addicts? Why are they felons? Like, they had these amazing childhoods on these sets. They made so much money. They impacted our entire generation. Like, how? Like, how could they be distraught? How could they be depressed? How could they be sad? Like, they're millionaires, and on top of that, they made a funny show. But for this to be the back end, I'm so apologetic that I ever even said that. Like, it's that's horrible. Like, y'all really need to go watch it. Like, y'all really need to go watch it. And they need to do a Disney one next, because let me find out. Let me find out because Dan Schneider also worked on those sets as well. So I would really love to hear those people's perspectives. And also, the Disney princesses are already based off of like mental health issues. Like, all of each and every one of the Disney princesses are based on stuff like Down syndrome, depression, anxiety. Like, they're based on, I guess, things that are associated with like negative connotations anyways. So I just really wonder like what Disney has to say, and who, not only what does Disney have to say, oops, what do the actors and actresses of Disney have to say about their experience? Like, were they belittled? Were they abused? Like, I want to know. And I feel like that's why Keke Palmer was never a part of any of those productions, because her mama don't play that. Okay? Her mama don't play that. And that's something I also noticed. Like, Keke Palmer, she was on a Nickelodeon show. I don't know if Dan Snyder headed it or not, but True Jackson VP was definitely a Nick show. I just know she didn't go through that though, cause her Mama Palmer's not going. She's not going for that. And shouts to them for standing on business, okay? But there were Black kids in those shows that were going through it, all that, going through it. Like, my heart goes out to them, because it's men on that it's men in the documentary that literally said they're going through therapy right now to work through that stuff, and that is so sad. That is so disappointing to me. So disappointing. But yeah, I just really wanted this portion of entertainment to be devoted to that, because I feel like they deserve it. I didn't want to spoil it too much. I'm not gonna like tell the entire thing, but watch that. Quiet on Set on Max. Go watch it, bro. Just go watch it. Go watch it, babes. Like, just go watch it. It was disgusting. Like, so sad, but I feel like you want to know. So go watch it. Go watch it. Last but not least is sports. So March Madness has been insane. It's been crazy this year. And unpopular opinion, NCAA women, they ball harder than the boys. So sorry. Just being honest. Don't eat me up. Watch the tape. Look at the stats. Clock it. Okay? Clock it. So I just want to do a little shout out to the NCAA women that have been balling out. And yeah, keep in mind they're all freshmen. All of these people are freshmen. Shout out to Hannah Hildago, I hope I'm saying her name right. Hannah Hildago, who dropped a double-double versus Kent State. Audie Crooks, who scored 40 points versus Maryland as a freshman, balled out. And Malaysia for Wiley, who dropped 20 points, helping out South Carolina, helping them stay dominant. But yeah, it's been crazy, and mind you, there's 8 games left until the semifinals. I'm really excited. I really, really cannot wait to see who ends up in the semifinals and who ends up just winning the championship. Like, March Madness has been crazy. So look, Cardoso, who's on South Carolina, she's on USC. No, that's not USC. But yeah, it don't matter. Cardoso, and Angel Reese really went at it when they was playing against each other. And I feel like it was well deserved because Angel Reese doesn't have anybody to play her that is defensive, that's going to get on her, that's going to block her shots, that's going to play head to head with her. Reese met her match. I'm real grateful for that. Not necessarily to say like I'm glad she got humble, because that's not the case here. It's more so like, now you got to step your game up, babes. Like, I'm happy that she has a competitor that forces her to up her game, because defensively, Angel Reese plays well. Like, she's dominating in rebounds right now. Like, but I don't know, blocks, like I don't know. And I don't know if it's because Cardoso is bigger than her or not. I don't want to pay it to that, because skill is skill regardless. So I don't know. I feel like they met their match, each other. Angel Reese is better offensively as far as, versus Cardoso as far as that's, concerned. But yeah, it was a great game to watch. They really, really went at it. And yeah, just, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I feel like Angel Reese couldn't compete against Cardoso defensively. Like, she couldn't put up shots. She couldn't put up shots against her. She did score, obviously. I think she put up like over 18 in that game, I believe, over 20, one of those. But nah, blocking those shots, she couldn't compete. She had to eat that. But disregarding defense, just saying. But like I said, NCAA women's has been insane this season. Like I said, the brackets are down to 8. So the winners of these 8 games will be going to the semifinals. So these are the teams that are left. So South Carolina versus Indiana, Oregon versus Notre Dame, Texas versus Gonzaga, and North Carolina State versus Stanford, or NC State versus Stanford. Yeah, I think they play on the 29th. So when this video drops, I believe, is when they're gonna play, and on April 1st is when this other bracket plays. So that's gonna be Iowa versus Colorado, LSU versus UCLA, Southern Cali versus Baylor, and UConn versus Duke. That LSU and that UCLA game is gonna be crazy. That Southern Cali versus Baylor is also gonna be crazy. I'm not gonna lie. And that Oregon versus Notre Dame is gonna be insane. NC versus Stanford is gonna be stupid too. I'm not gonna hold you, like, it's getting really, really tight. And I feel like it's gonna be USC and Iowa. USC and Iowa playing against each other is insane. But they're the next bracket. So that's gonna be crazy. I'm really excited. And honestly, I just love this. Once again, I feel like I say this every time I talk about women's sports. I'm just happy that women are finally getting the love and support they deserve. So yeah, but I honestly haven't really been keeping up with the boys bracket, the boys March Madness. But they've been hooping too. Shout out to New Mexico. I want to bet because of y'all. Yeah. But yeah, the NBA has also been pissing me off a little bit. But I do my shout out. So shout out to Josh Giddey. He just dropped 25. Austin Reeves, He went crazy in the LA versus Kings game. He went stupid. LeBron was gone, so him and AD had to pick up where LeBron would have been in the game. I think AD dropped like 30. Austin, I think he dropped like 25, somewhere in there, 27. But yeah, and we going stupid. um, and also shout out to Miles McBride. He has improved a lot, especially as far as scoring. Just like all around, honestly, I feel like he's done he's done pretty well this season. So I'm happy for him. I'm happy that his game is improving. This is his third year in the league, so yeah. Yeah, just shout out to them for balling out lately. Like I said, the NBA has really been pissing me off, so I don't want to like dive into that, but yeah. Like I said, I feel like the Celtics are just gonna take it all this season. I feel like they're gonna get a ring. Cause who's really yeah, they got Luka, but the Celtics are honestly the best defensive team in the NBA, and people act like they don't want to work on their defense. They just act like them putting up shots is gonna win the game, and it's not. So I really just feel like the Celtics are gonna take it all, especially watching these past few games. Um, they have the best record in the entire league, East and West. So yeah, I feel like they're gonna take it this year. Um, Close runner up is honestly is it's gonna be Dallas. It's gonna be the Mavericks, but it's like you can't keep. I don't want them to burn Luka out. Kyrie, yeah, he comes in clutch when he needs to. Sometimes it takes him a whole half to come in though. It takes him a whole half to actually start working. So yeah, I feel like that team obviously heavily depends on Luka, who drops 30, 35, 40 a game. Drops double doubles every game. So honestly, I feel like by the time they do go to the playoffs, he'll be burnt out, which is very unfortunate because um, the league just changed their rules. You can only miss a certain amount of games, and you wouldn't. Why would you miss game? Like why would you? Who wants to miss games during the playoff semifinals? Like you know what I'm saying? So I just don't want Luka to be burnt out. I believe he had an injury a few games ago, so yeah, that's that. I think they got like 20 or 25, maybe even 30 games left to go in the season. They played a whole 80 some games now, so that's that. But yeah, that's a close like second. Them with Luka being in the game, Luka being healthy, Kyrie playing like he needs to. Um, yeah. Who else? Honestly, I really want to give it to Minnesota. I do. But once again, y'all, they be relying on one person. Like, and Cat is still out. I don't know about the Timberwolves. But when Cat come back, I always forget his name. Andrew, whatever. And it's crazy because he's like one of my favorite players right now. But whenever Cat comes back, they'll be able to share the love, share the win, share the points. But as of right now, I don't know. I wanted to give it to him when Cat was healthy and he was playing, but I can't give it to him no more. All right now. Who else? I could with the Lakers. D'Angelo getting a little better. He's getting a little bit more consistent, so I could kind of give it to the Lakers, like being somewhere in that final 6, maybe that final 8 for real. Maybe top 10 teams. I don't know, but But I mean, with AD, LeBron being healthy, Austin Reeves coming in clutch, and D'Angelo Russell, I feel like they could possibly creep up and like win. Take it to the finals, honestly. It's one more team that I actually like. Aside from the Nuggets, once again they leaning on Jokic though. Jokic and what's his name? Yeah, I can't remember. And I don't feel like remembering right now, but the Bucks too. They got Dame. Giannis. Somebody just need a solid starting five. Like the Lakers, with everybody healthy, and playing to their fullest capacity, they have a great starting five and some good bench players. So, you know, I feel like they could take it if they all lock in and LeBron gets healthy. But yeah, once again, I just feel like the Celtics are gonna end up taking it all. And that's gonna be what it's gonna be, but they deserve a ring. Jason Tatum, he deserves a ring. So I really feel like they're gonna end up taking it all, but you know, that's just my perspective. What's yours?